to be the episode we all look back on. This is going to be funny. This is going to be good.
Fellas, you guys are live.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the debut episode of the Essential Wrestling Podcast. Wrestling not too long ago was deemed essential. No reason we can't be essential for people listening. I will be the host with you guys. My name is Tyler, alongside my friend Al. He'll be my co-host. Just going to be talking mindless nonsense every Tuesday from 6 to 7 about everything going on. Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AEW. This week we have Money in the Bank. Al, what do you got?
Well, the first thing I got, Ty, I just wanted to sit here. I just want to say, first of all, thank you. Thank you to the Eastern Observer for making us essential, along with the state of Florida. But I want you to remember this, Tyler. I want you to remember this very moment, and I want us to look back on this very clip, because 50 episodes down the line, 100 episodes down the line, we don't have a logo ready yet. We don't have any intro music yet. Apparently, we're having some Zoom issues before we came on the air. What the hell are we doing, Ty? What are we doing? And I want to look back on this day, this very moment, and just be like, holy crap, we came a long way.
Yeah. Where we're going to be in a month compared to where we're at now.
Where we're going to be next week.
Yeah, next week.
You never know. And the problem is now I got my computer screen going off my glasses. This is driving me nuts too. So I apologize for that to everybody. But like I said, this is our first episode, a very special episode in my view. I'm sure that the cat was out of the bag. For the next 8.5 hours, we'll be talking about how great Triple H is. Tyler, what is your fondest memory of Triple H?
No,
we're not doing that today. We're not talking about how when he came on with Mama Helmsley, he had a little.
I'm not going to sit here and spend 8.5 hours talking about Triple H when we got Money in the Bank 5 days from now.
My belt fell. My belt fell. There we go.
All right.
Ty, what was rewind here? We're on Monday Night Raw last night.
Yeah, I thought we had a pretty big show leading into Money in the Bank.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I enjoy everything, Ty. That's the one thing everyone's got to realize now. I enjoy everything.
Yeah, so one thing that I think everybody should learn now is Al is the easiest wrestling fan to please because he's happy there's just wrestling on.
That's it. As long as Ryback is not on my TV screen, I'm the happiest kid in the entire world.
Agreed.
There is one exception, and he is Ryback. And he's not around, so I'm happy.
There you go. But leading into Raw last night, we started with the Money in the Bank match, which we'll touch up more on later. But I know we spoke about it briefly. I didn't see AJ Styles coming back this quick.
No, I didn't see that coming at all. Like I said, I was happy. For those of you who didn't watch the show Friday on the Primetime Rundown, that airs Fridays at, I believe, 7 o'clock. They're starting now. Primetime Rundown. Check it out. I picked Bobby Lashley, and I was sitting pretty with my pick for a while.
I swore up and down
I can't wait to go on Tuesday and look like the smartest person around, considering I got Ziggler and then I got Mandy Rose wrong from Friday. So I wanted to redeem myself. But,
I swore up and down it was going to be Jinder Mahal. I thought the timing for his return was too perfect. That it just made sense that he was going to win that match. We'll touch more up on that match later. I just wanted to touch up on AJ Styles' return.
Yeah, AJ back from the dead.
Moving on to a match that really rubbed me the wrong way was Shane Thorne and Brendan Vink defeating Ricochet and Cedric Alexander.
Tyler, you believe in miracles.
That match rubbed me the wrong way.
Crap. Shane Thorne and Brendan Vink, the Diamonds of Australia, or the second Diamonds behind the Iconics. But yeah, I love Shane Thorne. For those of you who don't, Shane Thorne was in TM61 a couple of years ago with a guy named Nick Miller. And if you want to watch, they were great. They were absolutely great. And if you want to go back and watch a great TM61, or they eventually became the Mighty when they turned heels, dude, they were in the Dusty Cup Finals, the second ever Dusty Cup Finals against AOP. And they performed. They were outmatched. They lost. But Shane Thorne, before he got hurt, and I guess Nick Miller's been released since then. That's where I don't know where he went. I guess he had some issues or something. But I'm a huge Shane Thorne fan. I don't know anything about Brendan Vink, but I did see something today. I guess they are close friends from Australia. They grew up wrestling, and apparently this Mighty Must Kneel is kind of like the Bullet Club NWO of Australia, wherever, or is it a group of guys from everywhere, and they know each other very well. So in a tag division that is really not that strong on Raw, we'll get into the tag title a little situation because we speculate that rematch will be at Money in the Bank. But honestly, just looking at the teams right now, Ty, you tell me what's going on here. So you got the Street Profits and the War Raiders. Okay, that's fine. Then you got Ricochet and Cedric Alexander. And then you got Shane Thorne and Brendan Vink. And I guess Angel Garza and Austin Theory, if they decide to go back to tagging together, they could be a tag team. AOP's hurt and everyone else got released. So we have 4 active teams with the potential of a 5th in the tag division on Raw. One team's not actually being a team right now. And Shane Thorne and Brandon Vick pretty much just jumped up to the number 2 contenders for the Raw tag titles by beating Cedric and Ricochet.
So this is where I'm really bothered. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Shane Thorne and Brendan Vink, but I feel as if every time they give Ricochet and Cedric Alexander a little bit of hope for some momentum, they kill it the next week. I think everything that's been going on with Ricochet lately, I think he's just being, in my eyes, horribly misused. You know, I like him. Well, him with Cedric Alexander and vice versa, they make a great team together. Obviously, I don't expect them to win the titles anytime soon, but I expected them to be relevant in building each other up as individuals through a tag team. And it just seems every time they get an opportunity where they're winning a couple of matches on Raw, doing well, then something like this comes around and just completely kicks them down.
I don't think this will kick them down at all. I don't want to say those two are bulletproof, but the fact that they put on a show every Monday when they come out, especially now together, I lost it. I thought they were going to join MVP when they came out. They had their match. I think it was last week, and they went off, and MVP was on the screen. I thought he was going to pick him up. I want to see Cedric and I want to see Ricochet. And you know what? Throw Apollo Crews in this mix. I want them in suits and ties. I want them to be MVPs, big money players, I guess, or whatever name they want to go. That'd be a nice little faction, something for the 3 of them to do. And if you're bringing MVP back, I mean, I guess it's good for Vink and Shane Thorne if they put him with him. But considering 2 NXT stars are they officially Raw now? I didn't see them on the Raw roster yet, and they had a Raw nameplate last night. So now I just don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're officially Raw yet because I know since Mania they've had a lot of these NXT guys coming to Raw and SmackDown to do some spot matches. So I don't really know what they're doing as far as rosters go right now. But I mean,
they had to come in and fill in. I mean, like a lot of the roster, either they were released or they're choosing not to compete during this pandemic, which is fine. But yeah, dude, I think that this is big. It can only make it better because now they can have another rematch, a rubber match. Because Ricochet and Cedric, they beat Thorne and Vink before. So now the series is tied 1-1. They're going to have their rubber match. I don't know. I would put it on the pre-show Sunday. Screw it.
Yeah, I mean, they got plenty of options. And obviously, they're not really in any TV constraint restriction time to get things going. They could start pre-show whenever they want. They could definitely fit these guys on.
Yeah. Why not? Throw them on the pre-show.
But yeah, I mean, again, moving on to the next match, like Viking Raiders Street Profits, that match bothered me. Viking Raiders disappear for God knows how long, and then they come in and they immediately take out the tag team champions in the match.
Oh, that's what they do.
The first 2 weeks they're back.
That's what they do.
It's
welcome. I'm sorry. I apologize ahead of time for any copyright material. I just got used to calling them the War Raiders, and I still haven't switched over to Viking Raiders yet. So, that's just what we'll just go completely wrong. That's what just War Machine does.
Well, at least you're not still stuck on Viking Experience.
Yeah, well, that's just don't call them that. I remember losing my mind. I don't lose my mind that often when wrestling, but my mind blew when that came out. But
that was bad. That was bad.
But yeah, we'll get into that. We'll get into that in a little bit. But everything else on Raw had to do with Money in the Bank. We can table that for now. We have an hour. We're not restrained to 20 minutes. I can talk a lot slower now that I'm not being rushed. Apparently, I've been getting complaints. I talk too fast. I am from North Jersey. This is just what I do. And I have that accent too. It's coffee, it's dog. From the 973, elect Tito Santana here for
8 hours of Triple H.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll switch gears real quick, Ty. AEW. AEW, in my mind, I think is going to be getting a lot better. I guess it's winning the ratings war. I don't really care about that. I don't think they care about that. Just as long as people are watching. But that could be completely wrong on that. But it seems like the tournament was great. The finals are set for Double or Nothing. We got Cody and Lance Archer. When the brackets came out, anyone who pays attention to AEW kind of saw that coming. When Lance Archer debuted, he made a beeline. He's mentioned Cody. Jake Roberts mentioned Cody. Cody kind of backburnered him, saying he hasn't done anything for that match yet. And all of a sudden, here we are. So I wonder if that was planned. But it seemed like other than the tournament matches, it's just, stars versus jobbers. They were just trying to get through it. I guess the light at the end of the tunnel here is they are going back live this Wednesday. And they're competing. They're up against a honey of an NXT show coming up Wednesday. We'll get into that after this, but we got a couple matches. But any thoughts on AEW before we get into the matches?
No, so I mean, without looking at a lot of the tournament stuff, AEW really has been just doing the stars versus jobbers whole thing. Obviously, the tag team match for Wednesday night, the street fight with Kenny Omega and Matt Hardy versus Les Sex Gods.
Les Sex Gods.
Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. I mean, what Matt Hardy's capable of in a street fight type environment. Same thing with Chris Jericho. Like Kenny Omega too. He just had that unsanctioned death match with John Moxley not too long ago. Match is going to be phenomenal.
The match is going to be great. Yeah, it's going to get the crap out of each other. It's going to be fun.
The John Moxley versus Frankie Kazarian.
Yeah. Frankie the Future, SCU. Don't shrug your shoulders at Frankie Kazarian.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know
awesome.
about him. And then
no, Frankie's the man. That's going to be a great match. He'll make Moxley look good. He ain't going to win. He will definitely make Moxley look good. I'm going with the Sex Gods. I'm always going to go with the Inner Circle. I don't know. Kenny Omega.
I'll go with
2 weeks ago. Kenny Omega wrestled some guy. They picked the guy. Let's say pick the guy in the crowd. There is no crowd. They picked, I guess, local talent enhancement. I guess, Tyler, is the phrase you like to use.
Local competitors.
There you go. Kenny Omega made this guy look phenomenal. Made him look like a star. And that I think that says a lot to me about Kenny Omega. That I guess the thing is he can wrestle a broomstick and make the broomstick look good, or moppy, or whatever the phrase is, or a paper bag.
Okay.
I can't remember what the wrestling term is, but it's almost like Kenny Omega should have beat that guy in freaking 5 minutes. I feel like that almost went against it. And I don't know. Like Brody Lee comes out, kills a guy. Lance Archer comes out, kills a guy. Then Kenny Omega comes out against the same guy and goes 20 minutes with him. And it's just like, well, it kind of makes me question how good Kenny Omega is, when Joe Public is, taking him, 20 minutes here.
Yeah, I mean,
kayfabe. I'm sorry, kayfabe. I mean, I'm not questioning Kenny Omega's.
Well, I mean, like I said, I hate to shoulder shrug you, but what are you going to do? I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, and it was entertaining. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, he's a phenomenal wrestler. I think he should have beat that guy about 15 minutes earlier. But I guess they're all low on guys too. MJF. Thank God MJF is coming back. I don't know if you've been hearing stories about MJF, Ty.
Yeah,
he had a life-threatening hangnail. Had this miraculous recovery. All right, doctors didn't give him a chance. Probably forget wrestling. He wasn't even supposed to make it out of this operation alive. Comes back and then cuts himself shaving, and now he's in a neck brace. Like, this guy can't catch a break.
Yeah, I mean, look, prayers to MJF. I know he's going through a lot right now.
Yeah, it is. So, and he's coming back on TV again. This guy, he's a modern day Wolverine. I can tell you, like he's just a trooper. You can't help but not root for Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
Yeah, he's an unsung hero.
Yes. Not all heroes wear capes, but they wear scarves. They wear Burberry scarves, right? So who do you? All right, so we got Moxley. We got the Inner Circle, right? Those are our picks.
I have Moxley. I've got Inner Circle, and then if you really want to touch up on Cody Rhodes,
I'm sorry, what was that?
I mean, if you want to touch up on that Cody Rhodes and Joey Janela match, I mean,
Cody and Joey, that should be fun. It's good. I think Joey's a Jersey guy.
I'm going to give that to. I'm going to give that one to Cody. I feel.
Yeah, I'll give it to Cody. I want to root for Joey though. I was gonna say I think Joey's a Jersey. I think he's somewhere in this area. I think he's in our area, Ty. The reason why what's that?
I think he's a Jersey guy.
I think so too. He got into that fight with Enzo Amore that somebody got on their cell phone. He got in that fight at some kind of concert, some kind of ridiculous concert too, if I remember correctly.
Well, it's a good thing we have the power of the internet.
Yeah. He got into that scuffle with Enzo Amore. You know what? I'm all for Jersey. You know, give me Dallas Page and Bam Bam Bigelow and Liv Morgan and give me all day long. I hate that Enzo Amore is from Jersey. Absolutely hate it.
So yeah, he's from Hazlet, New Jersey.
Hazlet. All right. I know people from Hazlet. Okay. Down by the shore. So
we've run down AEW, which is a pretty decent show. No, actually, I'll even go above decent. It's way good this week.
Well, they're getting guys back. I think they taped a while ago, and they were shorthanded. You know, like Nyla Rose has been AWOL. Joey Janela's been AWOL. MJF's, he's been injured. They're missing guys. Everybody's been, Raw's missing guys. SmackDown's missing guys. It's what it is right now. And I know that's why they have the enhancement talent there. And I know Kenny Omega's working his ass off to get help these guys out. Yeah. Maybe this guy's getting a contract because of it. I don't know. Even if he doesn't, he can say he wrestled Kenny Omega to a 20-minute, barn burner on national television. I can't say that. Can you?
No, I can't.
So, but they got to go up against NXT, Tyler.
Yeah, I was about to say that is.
Holy crap! NXT is going to be out of control this week.
It's basically NXT Takeover Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly. NXT. Yeah, do they have a Takeover PC?
Yeah, Takeover.
Two title matches, potentially two tournament matches, and then I guess we'll start with Karrion Kross, who's formerly known as Killer Kross. Him and his girlfriend, his real life girlfriend, Scarlett Bordeaux. I think she does. I don't think she's going. I think she has to drop to Bordeaux. I haven't seen them.
I haven't seen if she's dropping it yet or not, or if they're making her.
Yeah, the Smokes. That's a great wrestling nickname for a girl that looks like that. The Smoke Show, Charlotte Bordeaux. Smoke. I can't even say it. Smoke Show. Yeah, but they're going to be on TV. I know they jumped Tommaso Ciampa a few weeks back. That was their TikTok moment, and then they ran a promo last week showing both their faces, and they're going to be live. Gotta think Ciampa's gonna be lurking right behind them when they get in that ring.
Yeah, I think. I mean, just regardless of the entire show. Holy crap! I mean, there's so much that can happen, and there's so much that can't happen. The doors are all over the place for this. It's one of the hardest shows on paper, literally on paper.
I got my paper. You got this.
Yeah,
wait till I get my money in the bank notes. Yeah,
For
those who know, I'm kind of a numbers whore. Can I say that? I'm kind of a numbers guy.
Like, this is probably one of the hardest shows I've ever had to predict or pick winners for.
Well, that's
like, thank God this is a takeover. Because if this was on the Pick'em website, I'd be my brain would be pouring out of my ears right now.
Yeah, this would be if it was an actual takeover, it'd be a little bit tougher. But you got to think, Wednesday. I don't even know if the next takeover is even announced yet, right? We were
I think
earlier the show they have announced is SummerSlam, and they got 2 months before that. So
the next takeover,
they got to fit a Battleground and Extreme Rules.
The next takeover on paper is SummerSlam weekend.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe they add one.
Takeover Boston.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a wicked good show. But so let's break it down. All right, let's just start right from the get go. And I know there's a lot of rumors swirling around, and I really don't want to talk about them because God knows what's true and what's not true on the internet. But Velveteen Dream is getting his shot. Adam Cole's giving him his shot. Baby.
That's gonna be not trying to get too much into it, but with everything that's going on, and remember, that's how rumors start.
That's how rumors start.
I
started one last week.
It'd be interesting to see how that match plays out, but at the end of the day, I don't see Adam Cole dropping his title in this match.
I don't either. I don't either right now. I think. All right, the longest reigning NXT champion. whoever beats him, and I haven't really put too much. I was just thinking about it real quick now. I haven't really put too much thought on who is going to be the guy that beats him. I even crowd or no crowd, I don't see Velveteen Dream doing it.
No.
And then with the situation, it makes it even worse. I can, but everyone wants Dream to be the champ. I just think when Adam Cole loses, it's going to be in front of a gigantic crowd. It's going to be some kind of build-up moment. It's not going to be Adam Cole just sitting in his lanai. That's what he was sitting in. The fence in Florida. My in-laws have him. It's called the lanai. Adam Cole sitting in his lanai, talking trash while Velvet Dream's in the ring. Velveteen Dream.
Yeah, I mean, so it's one of those things where, if when Adam Cole does eventually drop his title, it's not going to be I don't see it being in a 25-minute NXT, regular weekly programming show. I think it's going to be in a 45, 50-minute slugfest on a takeover.
Yeah.
So and again, I know we're not touching too much into it, but with everything going on with Velveteen, and God forbid that turns the wrong way, then you got to strip your champion.
How about this? How about this for devil's advocate, Ty? Maybe in a way to show that Triple H and NXT and as a whole WWE have the Velveteen Dreams back right now, and this is how they prove it to him. They give him the belt.
Yeah.
What does it say to you if the Velveteen Dream wins this title?
To me, I see it as a very big risk for the company. Not in a way of, again, just if everything turns south with this whole thing, the company's it's gonna be a dumpster fire trying to figure it out without having to mention his name on TV, because he's gonna get a blacklist for this. He's gonna go right to Impact with Rich. Right to Impact or Ring of Honor, or what's that thing that travels in the Northeast? Big Time Wrestling, the high school gyms.
I have no idea.
Oh, Big Time
Wrestling. All right, you got me on that one.
I love Big Time Wrestling. I actually met Jake the Snake there a couple years back. I met him actually the week after he was put in the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
So it's an indie circuit where like the guys who couldn't make it in TNA go, and then they get like the legends. So the week I went, they were in my house at this Salk Middle School. They had Jake Snake Roberts, Mick Foley, because he lives 10 minutes up the street.
Yeah.
And Matt Hardy. And he had Reby Sky with him.
Reby Sky? Oh, his wife does. Remy.
Yeah, his wife. So that was...
Sky? She wasn't a wrestler, was she?
What's that?
She wasn't a wrestler, was she?
I think she was his valet at the time, because she was on TNA programming for a bit.
No, I know. Yeah, no, she was. Okay, that's right. Okay, gotcha. She was playing the piano for
story actually about Jake Roberts. While we're here, I'll make it really quick. I went to go meet him, and it was the usual pay for the picture and the autograph. So I get the autograph, and my dad wanted to get on the picture, and I was afraid because I was like, oh, do I have to pay for a second person to be in the picture? So I asked, and I'm like, my dad wants to hop in on the picture. And he's like, yeah, bring him down. So my dad comes running out of the bleachers like a child. We take the picture. While we're taking a picture, Jake Roberts reaches over my shoulder, purple nurple. It was the most uncomfortable thing that's ever happened because a grown man.
Awesome, though. That's all. Did you get him to sign your nipple?
No, I should have.
You should. That's what you should have done. And yeah, that would have been great.
But that was he's definitely one of the cooler guys I've met. I don't know where we even got here on this, but I don't even know how Velveteen Dream. I see it really can work both ways, but in the end I see this being a high risk but even higher reward for the company.
Yeah, so we both agreed that this is just going to be Adam Cole. Let's just keep kayfabe here. I think he's better anyway.
I
think this was an actual wrestling match. No, whatever. There's no controversy looming over the Dream's head that Cole wins.
Yeah, I also see it as one of those things where in NXT at least, I don't think the North American title is. I think that's as far as Velveteen can go down there.
Yeah,
there's just too much star power down there, and you can't give the belt to everybody.
No.
You know what I mean? You can't play musical belt because then it just looks like you're just trying to make everybody the champion before they either go to a main roster or leave the company.
Yeah, I just got the epiphany. I'm going to go with Finn Balor's eventually going to be the one that beats Adam Cole.
I think so too. I think that's either him or, depending on how fast they want to throw Kill across to the top. Or
that's a little too fast, but let's change gears. Women's title after a grueling, heartfelt match on Monday. I Spy a Jersey Girl, Liv Morgan, gave Charlotte Flair everything she could, came up short. But Charlotte Flair's going in worn and torn on Wednesday, defending the NXT title against Io Shirai. This is what everybody wants to see. Everybody wants Io and Charlotte. I get it. I'm all in. I was rooting for Dakota Kai. I'm Dakota Kai, Tegan Knox. Those are my girls in NXT. But I knew Io. Not that I knew Io was going to win, but I was kind of hoping just because this match is going to be everything that everyone wants it to be. I'm hoping. You know, I had the bar set pretty high for them. Io get it done? Does Io get it done, or are we going to continue with this Charlotte Flair fight to everybody in NXT before Rhea Ripley gets back?
So I hope she gets it done because I just don't like Charlotte Flair. But at the same time, I don't see Io Shirai being a serious NXT Women's Champion.
Like okay. Elaborate. Go for it. What's wrong with Io?
Well, not that there's anything wrong with her, but the way I see it is that as soon as Rhea Ripley comes back, and if I'm correct, the whole thing where she's out is for work visa. She can't get back in the country.
Yeah, I think I heard. Yeah, who knows?
So whenever she does come back,
she might be playing poker with Elvis Presley and Kurt Cobain right now. That's how rumors start, Ty.
She's hanging out with all the dead celebrities in Madagascar.
Exactly. She could be playing poker with them. Who knows? I don't know.
She's getting ready to drop a mixtape with Tupac.
Why not?
Yeah.
Tyler, you froze. Tyler got stunned. All right, so it looks like I'm flying solo right now. All right. So Tyler apparently doesn't have this very high opinion of Io Shirai. As I mentioned earlier, like this is the match I think everyone's been wanting in NXT once they found out that Charlotte Flair is going to be pulling double duty. There we go. Tyler's back.
Hey.
So I'm thinking maybe 15, 20 minute knockdown drag out. I don't think they're done. I think with Charlotte in NXT, I think they pulled the trigger on her. Who knows? Maybe they would have had her win at Mania anyway, even if Rhea wasn't leaving, quote unquote, even if whatever issues she's having and she's been off TV. Maybe they did it as a ratings, but maybe they do care about the numbers for the Monday night, for the Wednesday night wars. Maybe this was a cheap way to get a ratings boost.
Well, before I froze, what I was trying to say before my computer turned heel on me. I just feel as if Io Shirai is riding with this, if she wins the match and rides out with the title, as soon as Rhea Ripley gets back, Rhea Ripley's going to stomp her out. Like it's not even going to be. I don't think it's even going to be close. That's just me. But I froze. I don't know what. If you would made your pick or not. If we're going based off of a pick, I have to pick Charlotte.
No, I'm going with Charlotte too. I think Io's. It's almost she's been around for a couple of years now. She's been in takeovers. She's been in takeovers in non-title matches. Like her and Candice LeRae had probably one of the best matches. Well, there's usually 5 matches on a takeover show, but
yeah.
They trusted those two in a one-on-one non-title match to put those two on a takeover, and they tore it down. So Io's tested. She deserves to be champion at some point. Is now the time? I don't think so. If this was Rhea Ripley versus Io, I would probably be picking Io because I think Rhea would have been she dominated Survivor Series and War Games that weekend. Nice showing in the Rumble, beating Charlotte. And then this is the nice. Okay, then you pass it to Io, and it's her turn. But Charlotte's so new on NXT. If they really want, the ratings bump with her, if she's even getting a ratings bump, I don't really look at that. But I don't see it now. I don't see it now, and I don't see that title coming off Charlotte until Rhea Ripley comes back.
Yeah, I mean, unless they decide for some unexplainable reason to ship Shayna Baszler back down there.
No,
But I'll get into her later because she's in one of the she's in the matches this weekend.
and it's not down there, Tyler. It's over there. They are equal now.
Excuse me.
They are on a network television program. They won the Survivor Series. They are equal now.
That's right. I forgot.
The Royal Rumble winner chose an NXT title to compete for. They are equal now.
Yeah, no, you're right. I let that one slip. I'll let you hit me with a folding chair next time I see you.
There you go. That sounds good. The Cruiserweight tournament. All right. We'll get into these assumptions. We had 2 matches last week. Drake Maverick, huge upset over Tony Nese. I did not see that one coming. Drake Maverick now so well alive in this one at 1-1. Drake Maverick's next opponent is going to be Kushida, but before that, Kushida's got to fight Jake Atlas. Both of them are 1-0 right now in Group A, so the winner of this match will have a nice little lead at 2-0 in their group. Who do you got, and do you think Kushida's going to run it all? And when you pick Kushida, do you think Kushida's going to sweep the group? Because I don't see him losing. Tony Nese was his biggest obstacle when he beat him.
Yeah, I see him sweeping it out now. I don't think it's even close now.
I think he'll be in a title fight. Group B, I don't think is as cut and dry as Group A is going to be. They kind of threw wrenches into it where Isaiah Swerve Scott, he got a win. I forget who he fought. Where are we going here? Who did Swerve fight? Oh, he fought El Hijo de Fantasma. Fantasma was 1-0. Swerve was 0-1. Swerve got the win. Now they're both 1-1. Tozawa's alone up at 1-0 in the group. Tozawa's got Jack Gallagher and a original Cruiserweight Classic tournament competitors, 205 originals. This one brings a smile on my face. I love me my Cruiserweights. And just so you guys know, Tyler, actually, I had to look this up real quick. Go back to El Hijo de Fantasma. I did a Google search because my Spanish is Feliz de Cinco de Mayo, by the way, for everyone who is celebrating. Mas tequila, mas cervezas, enjoy. But El Hijo de Fantasma translates to the Hijo of Fantasma. So I don't know if that clarifies anything from your end, but that's what that means. But they are both at 1-1. You're not laughing at that joke. That was a joke, Tyler. Okay, there you go. So you got Tozawa and Gallagher, and you got I'm gonna go with Gallagher. I think we're gonna have a four-way tie at 1-1 in this group.
Yeah, I think that's safe to say. I think they're definitely trying to make it a little interesting, or unpredictable to say the least. So I would give that to Gallagher too.
Yeah, then you have 4 guys at 1-1, and then because then you got one group that's pretty cut and dry. You got one group that's going to be a cluster bleep, and you say the tiebreakers are supposed to be. I can't remember the conversation or not if we're allowed to curse. I'm just going to bleep it for now. I know Joey's listening, so please don't clear me up. I should have wrote this down if I could bleep or not.
No, you have to bleep.
I have to bleep. Okay, so the cluster. It's going to be a cluster bleep. And they said the tiebreakers are going to be. Who wins the match, but if you got 2 guys at 2-1, it's I don't know. It might be a triple threat. Imagine there's a no contest at some point. Like where it's now we're gonna triple threat. I think they can do a lot with this. They can make it pretty crazy for the winner to get Kushida.
Yeah, they could definitely pull off a lot. Moving to the biggest part of the today's show.
Del Fantasma. Thank Chris Farley for that joke. That's a Chris Farley joke.
I'll be honest with you. Chris Farley's before my time. So I hate to say it, I'll probably get criticized for it.
Yeah, it's all right.
Not very familiar with him. But I don't know if you noticed, we're past the halfway point already.
We are.
Yeah. So I think we got to switch gears to talk about the big Sunday.
We do. We skipped over Johnny Gargano and Dominic Dijakovic, which is fine. I think the new Gargano takes that one. I think that's a pretty cut and dry conversation.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
And this new attitude, they're gonna win. They're gonna win for the foreseeable time in the future. But yes, Money in the Bank is coming up, Ty. Money, 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 money.
I have a quarter somewhere. I'll throw it in the air.
All right.
I don't have it. Never mind.
Yeah, certain WWE Hall of Famers music. I won't mention his name because I was told we weren't allowed to get political. But a certain WWE Hall of Famers' music is the theme for Money in the Bank.
We'll call him Ronald Bump.
All right, Ty. What are we going with first here? Lead us off.
So we should start because I know we're not really talking too much SmackDown from Friday, but let's start with the SmackDown Tag Team title match, the Fatal 4-Way Tag Titles.
Okay, I got my notes. I am ready.
So we got the New Day.
Yep.
Going up against the Forgotten Sons.
Yep. Lucha
House Party.
Yep.
And hey, hey, ho, ho, Miz and Morrison. I know they're your guys.
They are my guys. They are great.
I'm going to make an assumption here that those are automatically your favorites to win the match. No matter what.
I will be cheering for them. Unfortunately, I can't. Unfortunately, if you notice the pattern with the Miz lately, ever since he missed WrestleMania, he's been staring at the lights quite a bit. And actually, that's my prediction. He's going to be the one that gets pinned. So I think there is. Again, I don't know, rumors spreading on why he missed WrestleMania. I heard the rumors I have, and now he's being punished for it, and it completely makes sense. Yeah. So I think maybe this will be the last thing he has to do before he gets back into the good graces, and him and Johnny Drip can start playing again.
I can't take him.
How do you not love those two? Johnny Drip. How do you not love those two?
I can't take somebody who calls himself Johnny Drip seriously.
So, the Miz and Morrison, they're going for their second tag title, the Lucha House Party and the Forgotten Sons. Forgotten Sons making their pay-per-view debut in WWE. Did they even get on TakeOver?
I don't think so.
I should know that. Yes, they did. They were the Dusty. Oh, was that on a TakeOver? The Dusty Finals. They made the Dusty Finals one year. But anyway, yeah. So, okay. I'm not joking aside. I don't mind the Forgotten Sons. I am happy as hell for Wesley Blake. He has just put in the time, and the time, and the time, and he's finally getting his out. You know what? I'm not really a big fan of Angelo Dawkins, but it's the same thing with him. Those two guys, Angelo Dawkins and Wesley Blake. I'm so happy that they're on. The main roster here. I just yelled at myself for doing this. But yeah, they got, the call up the move. They're in a tag title match. They're making their pay-per-view debuts. Riker and I always forget the other guy's name. Whatever. Steve Cutler. Jay Cutler, that's not his brother. Steve Cutler. So I'm good for them. Lucha House Party, I love. If I remember correctly, I spy another Jersey guy. I know Lince Dorado is some Latino descent. I don't want to pick the wrong country for him, but I do want to say he was announced in the Cruiserweight Classic that he was from Camden. So he's got a little bit of a Jersey connection there. So he has a place in my heart. The Golden Lynx, I have 4 cats. That's his name, the Golden Lynx. That's what that means, according to Corey Graves, not Chris Farley. Yeah, so as much as I want to root for Lindsay or root for Miz and Morrison, the New Day, they keep going.
I'm gonna go New Day here. I don't see anybody from Forgotten Sons taking a pinfall in that match.
No, too soon for that. You're right. You're exactly right.
So it's gonna be one of the members of Lucha House Party, or they're gonna make the Miz do it one more time. I'm gonna go with. Even though it seems as if backstage Miz has heat.
Allegedly. That's a rumor.
I think the Lucha House Party is just so irrelevant that they could take a pin and nobody's going to care.
Yeah, that's true. As long as there's only one for Lucha Dragon. Listen to me. The Lucha House Party. Even if when Kalisto gets back, I know Kalisto's injured right now. That's where he's been. He hasn't been in any type of self-quarantine or whatnot. He's been injured. He tweeted that out himself, actually, because somebody asked. Dude, put them in chamber matches, put them in ladder matches. That's where they shine. You know, it's they're what Lindsay Dorado did in the Elimination Chamber in February was incredible.
Yeah, I mean, those are definitely, those are the, I guess you could say they're referred to as what Shelton Benjamin was referred to for a while before he left. Like, Shelton Benjamin was the ladder match guy for a while. Like, he was the guy you wanted to see. And up until recently, Kofi Kingston was the Rumble guy. He was the guy.
John Morrison was the first Rumble guy.
Well, yeah, but the original Rumble guy. But yeah, I'm definitely going to take New Day for that match. It's just the New Day, and a conversation we'll get into when we finally find this list about them being one of the greatest factions of all time.
Yeah, we had to mix that conversation due to the rumor about the state of Florida we had to cover. But
well, we're going to continue to nix it until we actually get a damn list. But
maybe we can talk about that next week. The difference between groups and factions and stables, and why WWE put the New Day at the top of all of them.
Yeah, and again, looking at who's there, but I will save. We could spend 2 hours bantering about this.
Yeah.
But keeping it on the SmackDown side of Money in the Bank, then you got Bayley and Tamina. So remember, Tamina got into this match because Sasha Banks opened her mouth, put herself in a match where Tamina has to beat Sasha Banks to get a title match with Bayley.
Yeah.
And here we are. It's for the SmackDown Women's title. And if this cat doesn't start up, it's going to get rock bottomed across the house.
Oh man, kitty. Maybe we'll have a play date with the cat at some point, Ty. I got 4 of them over here.
I have 2, and you're more than welcome to take them home.
This match scares me. This match really scares me.
In what sense?
I honestly, I don't know. I guess I have to make a pick by the time this segment's over. Does Bayley go forward and Sasha help her, or does the same thing happen that Sasha, was what Bayley did in Sasha's Money in the Bank match this past Friday or 2 Fridays ago, whatever it was, and try to help screw up and then cost Bayley the match. I don't think there's going to be a team bad reformation, even though the unity that whole thing. I fell out of my chair when Sasha did that before WrestleMania, and I had to watch the Rick James skit again.
It's going to be interesting. Kind of piggybacking off what you were saying, quick. I don't see this being a dirty finish, I guess they call it nowadays, the youth. I think this is going to be one of those situations where Sasha Banks is going to get herself thrown at a ringside and going to make her completely irrelevant, and it's going to be straight up Bayley and Tamina, and Bayley's going to find her way out of it. That would be
the best case scenario for Bayley. That was.
But
maybe they just continue with Sasha helping her.
Yeah.
Sasha helps her to get the win. Sasha helps her to get the win. I thought I had Sasha winning Money in the Bank. Like, I was shocked that she didn't qualify, that she got beat. I understand that Bayley unintentionally cost her the match, but that kind of threw me for a loop because I thought that would have been a great story with Bayley as champion and Sasha with the briefcase. Because that would have been, then she could have, that every week, Sasha going to cash in, Sasha going to cash in. I thought that would have been really great, but they decided not to. You hungry? Did you feed them dinner, Ty? Like,
I fed them before the show purposely so they should shut up.
Are they picking Bayley or Tamina? I guess that's the most important thing. You know what your cats talk about. Are they picking Bayley or Tamina?
Let's find out. Hold on. Let's move the mic over. Hey, meow for Bayley. Meow for Tamina. All right, they picked Tamina.
All right, they got.
I think it's one of those things where just the way the Bayley Sasha storyline or whatever you want to call it is playing out on TV, it doesn't seem like they're going to get split up anytime soon. And it looks like they're trying to milk as much. Yeah, it looks like they're trying to milk this out as long as they can. You think it's fair to call a cash-in for this match?
No, if these matches are in Florida and the MITB's up in Connecticut, how are they going to cash in?
Depends on what order they produce the show in.
But the Money in the Bank's in Connecticut and the matches are in Florida.
Oh, that's right. The whole show's not up there. Oh, all right. Forget what I said. I'm stupid.
Yeah, there was a 2-year streak where the Money in the Banks were cashed in that night. Both of them said last year's Bayley's. I remember it fondly because I was there. I was next to Bayley, and they showed it last night on Raw. But I'm gonna pull that picture up real quick. But yeah, and then Alexa Bliss the year before. So yeah, I'm gonna stay with Bayley. I can't.
I would have if I had put two and two together or turned my brain on rather before I opened my mouth. I would have said that if Tamina wins this match because it was all filmed in Connecticut, I think that's almost a guaranteed cash in for that night. But being that the situation is the way it is, I'm gonna stick Bayley too. With or without Sasha Banks, she'll weasel her way out of the match.
Okay, so here's the picture from last night's Raw. There's Bayley with her Money in the Bank. That's not her briefcase. That is my friend Rob's briefcase after she just cashed in on Charlotte Flair. I know this is tough to see, but there I am. Boom. Right there. And yes, the shirt does say "Rock out with your Gronk out." It was in Connecticut. I was in Patriots territory. I was living it up. So my Raw debut last night.
You're Raw famous.
I'm Raw famous. I'm on Raw one night. I'm on a podcast the next night. Who's got better than you, Tyler?
The last technical match for SmackDown on the card would be the Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt match. This match is very interesting to me because it's a Universal title match.
Yep.
Braun Strowman just got the Universal title from Goldberg at WrestleMania.
Yep.
Bray Wyatt lost the Universal title to Goldberg not too long before that.
No.
I think this could be a real toss-up where it could, if Strowman wins, I wouldn't be surprised. If Bray Wyatt wins, I still wouldn't be surprised.
I'd be shocked if Bray Wyatt wins. You want to know why?
Really?
You want to know why? He's not being the Fiend.
Really?
The Fiend's been AWOL, but look at the graphic of the match. Pull up the graphic to the match. It's not the Fiend.
They changed the graphic?
It was never the Fiend. It was never. It's been Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt, and it's every time he fights as the Fiend, they advertise the Fiend. The one time he didn't, when he fought the Miz at a couple pay-per-views ago. Hey, look at that! Boom. Oop, that's Money in the Bank. When he fought the Miz, he was in the sweater.
Yeah, look at that.
This is a lock, and this story is going to continue because he's going to beat the crap out of Bray Wyatt. Because Bray Wyatt, and that's the story, Ty. This isn't the Fiend's fight right now. This is Bray wanting to know why Strowman betrayed him. When he actually didn't betray him, they just got drafted to different shows. People forgot that.
Interesting enough, he's actually Bray Wyatt or the Fiend aren't even on the poster.
No, they're not. Charlotte Flair is, which doesn't make any sense either.
Yeah, that really is.
But yeah, this is Bray Wyatt's fight right now. He wants the Fiend doesn't want the answers yet. Bray Wyatt wants the answers. Why Strowman Strowman did him dirty for leaving, not thanking his maker and all that stuff. It's a great story. Unfortunately, there's a hole in the story that the only reason why they split up is because Braun got drafted to Raw and Bray got drafted to SmackDown back in the expansion draft of 2016. It really had nothing to do with any fallout, but apparently, so Braun's gonna whoop him, and then the lights will go out, and the lights will come back in after the match is over, and then the Fiend will drop him with a mandible claw or something, and the story will continue. This is my one lock of the night. This is my lock pick of the night. Is Braun Strowman? Like it's not the Fiend.
So you think this is a story that they're gonna drag out as far as SummerSlam?
I'm not saying that.
Well, I mean, like this isn't gonna be a one match thing like most of the Fiend's matches have been.
No, not with Extreme Rules coming up.
Okay.
It'll be some type of Extreme Rules match. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if that's June or July. I think Battlegrounds July. I think you said the opposite earlier. Nothing's announced. I have no idea.
Well, right now June has no pay-per-view on the card.
Coming up.
Yeah, right now June has nothing on the card. The next show would be July 19th for Extreme Rules.
So yeah, they can drag out to Extreme Rules. Maybe just have a quick one-on-one with no winner. So then have Extreme Rules back to finish the feud before they go into SummerSlam. But yeah, this is Strowman easily.
So I'm going to take Strowman too, solely based off of the fact that it's Bray Wyatt and not the Fiend. That's all I can really go with.
That's all. Yeah, that's all. That's the only thing I'm basing it on right now. And it's when they say look on the watch Friday night, watch the graphic on Friday night. Unless something happens on Friday, it's we're really glad that you're friendship that'll never ever end. Tyler, it's a podcast that'll never ever end. Quick, and then SmackDown might be setting up Jeff Hardy and Sheamus. That hasn't been announced yet. Jeff Hardy's returning live on Friday. You think that will be a match?
I'd like to see it, especially because Sheamus is getting really annoyed with all the clips and everything, and the return, the teasers. I see it being a nice. I see it being a nice match. Early first, second match of the night. Also, especially.
I'll agree with that. It's a great pairing. I like this pairing.
And especially for me, when there's a ladder around, I like there to be a Jeff Hardy around. So yeah, I like to see him jump off of things. The Money in the Bank pay-per-view, they got ladders set up all over the ring. There's not a single person in the building. But still, they have the ladder display on the ramp or the poster board because it's tiny at the Performance Center.
Yep.
There's no way he's not going to jump off of a ladder.
No. He's going to jump off something. Or, like I said, I got to feel the way I'm looking at this, like Sheamus is getting so annoyed and he's getting so pissed at everything that I feel like what's really going to set him off is going to be a Jeff Hardy roll-up win. Not a swanton, not a twist of fate or whatever he's calling it now. It's going to be a stupid schoolboy win. There's going to be some kind of quick pinfall that Sheamus is going to catch Sheamus by surprise and is going to lose it. Yeah.
So
I'm picking Jeff Hardy in that one if it happens.
If it happens, I'm going to go Jeff Hardy in that. So one of the interesting things I'm noting right now.
Okay. Oh, you froze again. Oh, okay. Well, when Tyler ponders his thoughts right now, we'll switch gears to Raw. Apparently, other than the Money in the Bank lad, actually, there's Tyler. We have 2 Raw matches. One officially signed. One, we're going to assume that there's going to be a rematch between the War Raiders, Viking Raiders, and the War Prophets.
Not the War Experience.
The War Experience. Tyler, you want to say your piece with this one? Get it off your chest, buddy. Go Taz on us. You're wearing a shirt. Go Taz.
Yeah. So I mean, if this Street Profits and Viking Raiders. Randy Moss's favorite team, by the way. Viking Raiders. If their match comes to fruition, pre-show or not, I see that match going to the Street Profits. Realistically, at the end of the day, it would make the set with them 1-1. They could have a solid rubber match the next night on Raw, the next show, whatever they choose to do. As far as the McIntyre-Rollins match goes, I'm giving that to McIntyre. I think it's way too soon to kill his momentum, and you'll have a lot of very, very, very pissed off people if McIntyre not only loses the title, but loses to Seth Rollins of all people. A lot of people called for Seth Rollins' head to begin with his last title run.
This is a different Seth Rollins now.
But
I don't think understanding what Seth Rollins is trying to do here, Tyler. He's trying to take the burden off of Drew McIntyre and bear the title for the sake of the company and for everybody, because he can handle it. So Tyler, I got 2 words for Jesus Christ. Here's the thing. I'm going to play devil's advocate right now, and I just want you to think about this. I'm assuming McIntyre wins. Let's see. Actually, I did look at the WWE title history at Money in the Bank. Champion has a 7-3 record at Money in the Bank with 7 title defenses, and I think one of the losses was a cash-in, the Dean Ambrose cash-in. Okay.
It's 7-2. Are you counting the Kane cash-in?
No, that's the world title. That's not involved in this WWE title. But that night was also Rollins beat Reigns, so those are the two of the 3 losses right there.
Right.
So the history is saying, Money in the Bank, usually the guy wins at WrestleMania, he keeps going,
Right.
Play devil's advocate here. I really like this Seth Rollins. I like this whole Jesus Christ Monday Night Messiah thing that he's doing, that he's trying to do. I think it's a great heel character. I never thought I'd be using the phrase Jesus Christ and heel in the same sentence. And I apologize for that. I'll be doing a Hail Mary and Our Father when this podcast is over. But they give it to Seth now while there's no crowd. Everyone's going to have Rollins. Who's going to want Rollins' head? A computer screens are going to want Rollins' head right now.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to want Drew McIntyre to kick his ass when he gets back.
Right.
When the fans are back, and then you know what? Have Drew finally get it back at SummerSlam, where hopefully there is a crowd, and then we can celebrate Drew McIntyre winning the WWE. We got taken away from him at WrestleMania. How do you feel about that? Devil's advocate here. That's why I would like Rollins to win. I think it's a great character. Drew gets his moment in front of the crowd at SummerSlam.
Well, I like the idea, except the harsh reality of it being we don't know if we're going to have a SummerSlam with the crowd yet either, though.
We don't. No, that's fair.
So it's like one of those things where do you want to take the risk of, fans or not, do you want to take the risk of Drew McIntyre losing any momentum from not having a title and then giving it to him at SummerSlam or Survivor Series or TLC, whenever the next time we can get a crowd in the building, and people just kind of be like, all right, whatever.
We say when you lose momentum, like if he gets screwed out of the title, like is that killing his momentum? Like, if he loses clean, yes, okay. Like if it's just one curb stomp, and he gets pinned and Rollins champion, yeah, that's detrimental. But if Murphy comes out and interferes, or if Rollins uses brass knucks or a chain or a cross, you might use a cross. I think that would be the smart thing. If Rollins is going to choose a weapon here, cross to the face. I'm not the one that's booking this crap, all right?
No, it's the sad thing is it would work, and how well it would work.
Yeah. So, and then if he gets, I don't think that's going to kill his momentum at all. I think that's going to do. I think it'll do him a favor. I think it'll go back to him. People like the chase, right?
Yeah.
What are the problems been with all the good guys? With Kofi Kingston and AJ Styles and all the good guys that won the titles at Mania, or Styles in his case defended it, and Rollins last year. They hate your champion. After a month, they hate the guy that they wanted to win so bad at WrestleMania, and then they hate him a month later because they want somebody else for the chase. Why don't we just nix that now? Put the belt on a guy that everyone hates to begin with, who's supposed to be a heel, who's supposed to be saving Monday night. All right, put Drew McIntyre through the ringer again to get back to Rollins for SummerSlam, where hopefully there is a crowd, and then they can boo him come September, October, or whatever, Survivor Series. You can boo him after the fact, but maybe try something different here.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea, and thinking about it from that logic makes sense. But I just
from time to time, Ty. From time to time,
I still don't see Drew McIntyre losing on Sunday. Just
I don't either, but I'm not betting against Jesus Christ, so I'll take Rollins. I'm gonna go with my own theory since I came from it. All right, Ty, we're coming up on 7:00, and we got the big boys up now.
Yeah, we got the two big ones, the two ladder matches. That will be
going
on at the same time.
The reason why we're watching the show, and I was corrected again. Oh my God, I was right on this one. Daniel Bryan confirmed it. And I think Rey Mysterio confirmed it again last night, and it's known now. Both matches are going on at the same time. Holy bleep show. Okay, I think I got that right. Bleep show.
There you go.
What do you think, Ty? What do you think going? Like, any ideas? What kind of fun can we have in here? They were actually showing pictures of WWE headquarters, like all the rooms and the offices and stuff on Monday. And I think if I remember correctly, reading an article again, it's an article. It could be false. They're building a new tower, right? Aren't they moving the headquarters?
So
place and not care.
So when Vince McMahon was doing his budget meeting a couple weeks ago, when he was talking about releasing people,
you were there.
What's that?
You were there.
The statement got released. The phone call leaked. They actually had said the new headquarters is being postponed 6 months. So I guess they're just trying to trash this one on the way out.
I think why not? I mean, you don't have to put completely back together. They've only got 6 months left. Well,
I mean, yeah, if you throw somebody through a wall, it's not like they're in a rush to put it back together.
No, yeah.
I think this is one of those situations though, where even though you have 12 people running after two briefcases at one time, because it's pre-recorded, I don't want to say taped. But because it's pre-recorded and you have so much time to film this match, And like we said, we're both assuming based on a conversation the other day that this is going to be a cinematic type match.
Mm-hmm.
But they have so much time to perfect it, so it's not a bleep show.
Mm-hmm.
I
think that's an idea for a shirt, Ty. I like it.
What's that?
I think that's going to be a new idea for a shirt. Hashtag bleep show.
Hashtag bleep show. I think, yeah, it could be a really well put together match. I definitely expect to see some of the girls flinging the male superstars off of a ladder here and there.
Yeah, I was actually just looking at the participants now in my notes. I'm trying to think of somebody like maybe they would help each other out. Like Mandy's out, so that would have been fun to see Mandy and Otis help each other. Like I like my idea better, have Mandy and Ziggler in it, and then have him just chase her around the entire time and have neither of them go for the briefcase. I don't see any pairings here that makes sense.
So here, actually, I'm looking now.
Titus Worldwide would have been represented hugely if Apollo Crews was still in this match. Like Apollo Crews and Dana Brooke, like that worldwide, that would have been awesome. Like Titus would have been so happy.
I don't know if I want Titus World Slide anywhere near a briefcase on top of a building. You guy couldn't make it to a ring without falling under it. I don't want him anywhere near a ladder 100 feet in the air. But one thing I actually noticed here that I could see them definitely doing. So the men have Daniel Bryan, Aleister Black, Rey Mysterio, King Corbin, Otis, and AJ Styles was added last night.
Yes.
The women have Asuka, Nia Jax, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, Carmella, and Shayna Baszler.
Yes.
I see King Corbin pissing off Shayna Baszler and getting choked out in the middle of a hallway.
I like that. I think a lot of people would like that.
I think that would be a great way to get people cheering against King Corbin.
You can do a lot with Baron Corbin in this. When you think of stuff like that, you can do a lot with Nia Jax and Baron Corbin. I don't want to throw out stink faces and use that. Or
I see all the girls eventually ganging up on Baron Corbin.
Green Mist and Baron Corbin from Asuka.
Green Mist, chokeholds. Nia Jax will probably just fall on him. Lacey Evans, I don't know what she would do, to be honest with you.
You with Carmel, but no, but that's enough. That's enough.
Yeah.
And Baron Corbin's up for that stuff because Baron Corbin's a great heel. He loves it when he knows his job. He's a great heel. I doesn't get enough credit. There you go. I'm going to make my stand right there.
And I've definitely told you before. I'm not the biggest Baron Corbin fan, but you can't deny he's undoubtedly been one of the best heels that the company has put on screen in the past at least 2 years. Yeah.
Oh no, he's been great. Everyone hates him. Like you're not supposed to like him. And I know that's it's the same thing with Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is the greatest heel of all time. You're not supposed to like him. That's awesome. So they with Baron Corbin, I like to personally thank Baron Corbin because now, I know Roman's been off TV for a while, but ever since that whole dog thing where you have the dog barking to his music, I can't get Roman. Every time Roman Reigns' music hits, or at least it did, I can hear the dog barking in the background. And for that, thank you, Baron Corbin. I appreciate it. I love it. And Roman is that much better now in my view.
So here's the hard-hitting question for the match.
Yeah.
Who's winning?
Yeah, I still have.
Women.
Okay. So for the women, like I said, to the competitors again, so we got Asuka, Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, and Lacey Evans all in their first Money in the Bank match.
Right.
Dana Brooke was in it last year, so this is her second. Carmella's in her fourth. This will be her fourth out of the 5. So Carmella's got, and people forget that she is one of only 2 people, her and CM Punk, the only 2 people in history that have won 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches.
Yep.
And then with the women, the other statistic, the women are 3. This is their 5th ladder match. Carmella's first win was taken away because of the James Ellsworth issue, so they ran it again, which Carmella won again. But the cash in is 3 for 3. The last 2 years, it's been on that night with Alexa Bliss and Bayley. This year with the women, do you remember it was like 2000? Got to be like 12 or 13. Remember there was a pay-per-view, and it might have been Money in the Bank because it was in June back then. It was on Father's Day. Curtis Axel won the Intercontinental Championship. The belt that his father wore so proudly, wore perfectly to be honest. Sunday is Mother's Day, Ty. I think this is going to be Lacey Evans' day. She's been throwing up videos on Instagram. She's training for it. I know it's being taped, blah, blah, blah. But she's training for it with the ladders in the ponds and going through water. She's taking it seriously. It's Mother's Day. She's the only mother I know that's in that match. I think this is going to be her day, and she's going to celebrate with her daughter, and it's going to be a whole tear-jerking moment. And I think she would benefit from it. I think SmackDown would benefit from it, having that over Bayley's head, or I guess Tamina's head. I don't see Carmella winning it for a third time. Dana Brooke is, I don't know. And I think the other three from Raw, they don't need it. They don't need it.
I mean, so on paper, again, literally, it's very hard to look at this match and see anybody but Shayna Baszler winning. Especially, she's been stomping out people's arms and shoulders all week. And Shayna Baszler is the type of performer that can go shove arms and ladders and stomp them out and end this match real quick for the women.
Yeah.
Again, Nia Jax is by far the biggest woman in the match. She could take everybody out in 5 minutes. Asuka's honestly at this point, she's there for comedic value.
She was my pick until I thought the Lacey Evans. I think Asuka's earned this. Asuka, it's comedy. Yes, she makes me laugh. She was singing nice music last night. I was hysterical. But they, and
then Carmella is
she's been an empty arena MVP. She's earned this. She's earned something. And
then Carmella obviously is the paper favorite, being a 2-time winner.
Winning, 3 times.
Winning, not only winning the match twice, but winning the match twice in 6 days.
Yeah.
But when you take everything into account with Lacey Evans, it definitely makes her a very strong candidate for it, especially because it seems more and more every time Lacey Evans is on TV, they refer to her daughter more. So it would only make sense.
Yeah, I forgot the military background too. This is just a training course. This is an obstacle course. She's done this before.
I still give it to Shayna Baszler.
All right. It's gonna stink when she gets thrown into an elevator with Otis, and they're gonna get trapped in there, and she's gonna be out of it completely. That'd be funny. They'd have the camera, her and Otis just yelling at each other. That'd be hysterical. I want somebody to get trapped in an elevator with Otis. That would be fun.
Oh yeah. I could see. I would. Otis and Asuka in an elevator.
Exactly. There you go.
There you go. That's your 2. And then.
Oh, I got hit with the belt. I'm out.
And then there were 6: Daniel Bryan, Aleister Black, Rey Mysterio, King Corbin, Otis, and AJ Styles. To me, a guy like Rey Mysterio and AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan, for that matter, those 3 immediately to me don't need the briefcase. Okay. I think Rey Mysterio is the absolute last person to win this match. AJ Styles, he can put himself in a title match whenever he wants. I don't think he needs a briefcase. And Daniel Bryan is just, I wouldn't be excited to see him anywhere near a world title again. And that's me personally. I think the 2 people that benefit most from a briefcase right now are Aleister Black and King Corbin. But being that Aleister Black has been on Raw for a little over a calendar year, and Otis being, he's still very heavily involved in his own stuff, I see this being King Corbin's match.
You want Baron Corbin? All right.
I am, because, if we're going to go back to referring to people being MVPs of shows and carrying weight and just doing their job, no one has been a better heel and been doing their job better than King Corbin.
Okay.
Nobody has been better. Seth Rollins is not a better heel than King Corbin. I think that if we're going based off of who earned this and who deserves to walk around with a briefcase for a little while, successful cash in or not, it's King Corbin.
He pissed off somebody. That's why they took it away from him last. They made him lose the gender. I felt bad for him. But no, I'm not going to disagree with you at all. Not going to disagree with you at all. I love Baron Corbin. I think he's a great heel. I love heels. Give me Mr. Perfect and Ted DiBiase over Jim Duggan and whoever, back growing up. I'm with you. I love Baron Corbin, and it would infuriate the entire wrestling community. So that would I would laugh at that too. I don't think it's going to be as infuriating as what Brock Lesnar did last year, but they, I'm going to go. I don't think you're going to do Baron Corbin. I don't think you're going to do two people for the same brand. So I'm going to pick a Raw person on this one. I think it's too soon for Aleister Black. I don't think they're going to put Rey Mysterio in the title picture. I'll go with AJ. I'm going to take, you know what? He put on a phenomenal show, pun intended. Just came back from the dead. I think him with the briefcase and is him them giving him that briefcase is Vince's way of saying, I'm sorry I fired your friends. So we'll take AJ Styles.
Okay. I like that. So one thing before we go, because
yeah, we're over time limit, huh?
I could care less if we're over time or not.
All right. You hear that, Joe?
This is I'm gonna do my best Vince McMahon impression from the Stone Cold podcast. This is my show. Damn it, we go over time if I want. Is there a match that isn't on script? Isn't rumored, but you want to see pre-show or not?
On this Sunday, I wanted to see freaking. I want to spy another Jersey girl here. I want to see Mandy and Sonya on the pre-show, but I think they're going to air that Friday. I think they announced that for Friday this week. I thought that was going to be a shoo-in. If they're going to take all the women, put them in a ladder match, not going to have a Raw Women's title match. I figured they would put Sonya and Mandy Rose on the show, if not pre-show. I would put it on the main show. This is a huge rivalry. This is sparks are flying. Did you see Mandy's leg after the attack last Friday? Oh my God! Oh my God! That's what happens when you get in front of a Jersey girl. Ty, you don't mess with Jersey girls.
So here's a question. I mean, maybe you know something I don't, because I will be honest. I haven't been paying attention to the extracurriculars of wrestling lately. Where is Becky Lynch?
I don't know. She's taking a break. She was just on the bump. She's promoting Billions, I think, right now. She just did Billions. No, she's around. I just don't think she said something a couple of weeks ago saying she'll be waiting the winter, and they advertise her for next week. She'll be on next week. Apparently, I think Randy and Edge will both be on next week too. So
I get very frustrated when pay-per-views roll around and all of the champions aren't there. And you know this isn't new. I had problems with Brock Lesnar not showing up to pay-per-views with the title. I have problems with anybody not showing up to a pay-per-view with the title. I just don't see why, especially at Money in the Bank, where the entire show is literally revolved around the titles from head to toe, why she wouldn't have, even if it's a throwaway match with someone no one cares about.
Which is who? Who are you putting against right now? The top three contenders she could possibly face
are in the match.
Liv Morgan. I guess she would have to fight Liv Morgan.
Which I don't think that would be a bad match.
Liv Morgan or Ruby Riott. You're right. I guess they could have. There's no reason why you couldn't have had Becky Lynch and Ruby Riott. You're exactly right.
And here's another one. Where is Sami Zayn? Where's the Intercontinental title?
I don't know.
It's like I get there's a lot. We got 8 matches, really 7, because you have 2 going on at once. It's a long card, but it's on your own network. And I mean, the thing I don't like is the fact that I don't want to say they've made the Intercontinental title almost irrelevant, but it's you see the last couple of WrestleManias, you see the last few pay-per-views, it's always ending up on the pre-show. So why not just give him a pre-show match? And the same thing with the United States title. Where is it?
Johnny has it. Johnny's been on TV every week.
But where is his match on Sunday?
I don't know. It's
I know I give him credit. He's on TV every week, unlike Brock Lesnar.
He just defended it against Apollo, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I know he's there, but
yeah,
it rubs me the wrong way when titles aren't on pay-per-views.
Remember it was a Night of Champions? They wanted to bring that show back when they actually went out of the way to make sure every match was a title match.
Yeah, and you had 12 matches, including ECW, and every title.
Johnny Nitro became ECW champion. Remember that?
Yes, he did.
But the ECW vacated the championship because somebody did show up for work.
Someone that no one knows his name didn't.
No, he shall not be mentioned.
Yeah, definitely not here. He's going to be mentioned.
Yeah. Johnny Nitro got an ECW title reign out of it. That was the birth of John Morrison, and that was a really awesome feud with CM Punk. So
that was that whole thing was probably probably not the best way it could have happened, but that was probably one of the best things to happen to CM Punk early in his career.
Yeah,
it put him in a very nice title feud.
All right, so I don't know if that's going to be it, Ty. I was doing my research for the Money in the Bank. I was looking at all the cash-in results. By the way, I didn't get the numbers with the men's. What was it? Daniel Bryan was right. I said 4. There were 4 cash-ins that were unsuccessful. So there's 16 out of 20. This is going to be the 21st men's Money in the Bank. So the 21st men's and the 5th women's. So there were 6. The Money in the Bank winners 16 out of 20. So I was actually going through the rankings of the. I guess that some guy ranked the cash-ins. Regardless of what numbers they were, his top 6 were pretty awesome. So this is everybody's homework, I guess. Get themselves excited for the Money in the Bank show and what's to come once the briefcases are awarded. Here are the according to this guy, in no particular order, or maybe this is the order that he had him in. But top 6 cash-ins. You had Seth Rollins at Mania 21, which we saw last night.
Mania 31.
What's that?
Mania 31.
Did I say 21?
Yeah.
WrestleMania 31. They didn't show him pinning Roman Reigns. I thought that was funny. I don't know if they didn't want to see Roman humanized or if they wanted us to believe that he actually beat Brock Lesnar. I thought that was odd how they blacked that. I know they always black out or they don't really see the 3 count, but normally there's like a shot.
So from what I've been seeing online, there's other reasons why that was edited.
Yeah, I'm seeing. I'm not buying any of that. I am not buying that Roman Reigns is in the quote unquote doghouse. No pun intended. There's no heat on Roman Reigns for staying home because he's cautious of his health.
I gave you an opening.
That is the dumbest articles I think I've seen on the internet in the longest time.
I gave you an opening to say that's how rumors start, and
that's exactly how rumors start. Roman Reigns goes, yeah, okay. He's winning the title right when he gets back. After Bray eventually beats Braun, it's not going to be this Sunday, but then Roman's going to beat Bray, and then we're right back to where we were supposed to be after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
All right. Then we got the night after WrestleMania 29 was Dolph Ziggler's cash-in, which is my favorite. That was that pop when his music hit and he came down to cash in. I was at 29. Were you at 29, Tyler? At Giant Stadium or MetLife Stadium, Snoopy Stadium?
No, I wasn't there.
Yeah, that was the one WrestleMania I went to. That was pretty awesome. We wanted him to cash in, then he didn't, but he did next night at the Continental Airlines Arena. Dean Ambrose at 2016, the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. So that was the night where Seth Rollins beat Roman Reigns for the title, and then Dean Ambrose came out and cashed in that night on Seth Rollins. So that was the night where every member of the Shield was champion.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. Number 4 was The Miz, of course. This is his list, not mine. And I think it's mostly because of the little girl that gets so upset. You know, the little girl, the pissed off look on her face, the Miz girl, yeah. So because I'm assuming that's her. So that's number 4. Number 5 is Edge, the original cash-in.
He's my number 1.
From New Year's resolution. I forgot that it was an Elimination Chamber match that Cena just won.
Yeah, so he had just beaten Carlito, Chris Masters, Kane, Kurt Angle, and Shawn Michaels.
And he ran the table, right? He was the first one in.
He was, yeah, he was first one in. It was him and I want to say Shawn Michaels. I know Kane was last in. I believe Carlito was third in. Chris Masters was fourth in.
I forgot that was elimination chamber. The only thing I remember was after Cena won, and I remember I was at my buddy Chris's house, and I'm like, all right, show's over, Cena won, I don't need to see this. And then Vince came out, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like, it was the first one. Like, no one ever knew what that cash in, what exactly he could possibly do with it. And I remember Edge's first world title. That was awesome.
Yeah, that one sits number one with me because I was, I think, 9 or 10 years old at the time watching. I have all my friends on the couch in the living room. Mm-hmm. John Cena wins. We're all losing our minds. And then Vince walks out and does what he does. And within 5 minutes, Edge is walking out of the building with the title. And we're all looking at each other like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
Because we were like, oh, maybe that wasn't supposed to happen. And then the next night on Raw, so, Edge walks out with the title, and we were devastated.
You're 9 years old. I'm sure you were.
Yeah.
And then the last one, this one is actually one of the few, I think there was 3 times that the Money in the Bank was actually cashed in an actual match. Well, that actual match was booked. It wasn't a run-in. Rollins was the only one that injected himself in the match. There were 3. It was Braun Strowman did it to Roman Reigns and lost. John Cena did it to CM Punk, won the match, but he won by disqualification, so he didn't win the title. The one who did it successfully, though, and he took away the moniker that he had as the greatest professional wrestler to never win a world championship. Watch the whole match. Rob Van Dam winning the WWE Championship from John Cena at the second one night only, the ECW one. I want to say, was it 2006?
2006 one night stand at Hammerstein.
Oh my God! And that was the Cena wins, we riot. That was I'm just sitting there like, man, that place is gonna burn to the ground if Cena wins.
Again, I watched it.
Had Cena winning that match, but
I watched that as a 9-10-year-old kid.
You learned a lot of different words then when you were 9 and 10 years old watching that.
Yeah, I definitely learned a lot of different phrases. But again, I was so heartbroken from. See, here's what bothered me so much about that match. I am just getting over the fact that at 9 years old, 10 years old, whatever.
I'm trying to remember how you got to keep in mind, I'm like 25, 26 when this happens.
I'm just getting over the fact that Cena was beat by Edge to lose the title in January, got the title back in the Royal Rumble. Now the 10-year-old me is having a panic attack that he's going to lose this title again to Triple H at WrestleMania. Thankfully, he didn't.
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm still upset by that match. But
and then now I got to worry about another briefcase that turned out goddamn Edge again. Cost him the match.
Came out with the bikers on it. Yeah, Edge didn't like Cena. Edge hates Cena.
So I hated Edge for a very long time.
I'm sure. Then again, Ty, you really weren't supposed to like him. I mean, I was a Christian fan myself. As you can see, I had my Rob Schamberger Christian art back here. I don't know if you're familiar with Rob Schamberger and his art, but yeah, I got Christian right there.
That thing's sick.
That was a birthday gift from a good friend of mine, Kitty P. So, yeah. So Tyler, okay. So we look back. This is our first episode. We went 24 minutes overboard. It is now almost 7:30.
Yeah, I think
I have a stepson upstairs waiting to play his Xbox. I'm stealing his room for this.
Hopefully, Joey McMahon doesn't give us a hard time.
Joe McMahon. So this is, like I said, this is the episode we're going to look back at. This was episode 1. Let's start. How do you think we did?
It can only get better from here. And
I guess there's only one way to go is up, right?
Yeah, you can only go up. If we go down, then we might have to close the laptops for good. We're doing something wrong. But
yep. So again, guys, this weekend, actually, what Tyler and I are doing, we're starting an Essential Wrestling Podcast pool. All right, if you want to play against Tyler and myself, ProWrestlingPick'em.com. There's a public pool in the sidebar that has the Essential Wrestling broadcast, and you can rewatch all of our archived show. Eventually, they'll be on the wrestling site as well. Hopefully, in the near future. ProWrestlingPick'em.com. Play against your friends. Play against the universe. Ding.
All right, so we'll see you everybody back here again for episode 2 of the Essential Wrestling Podcast. A week from today at 6 o'clock, we're going to recap Money in the Bank. We'll recap Raw, and we'll talk about the week of wrestling ahead again.
Do we have any type of like catchphrase to sign us off? You know, like have a good night. Like no, it's good night and have a pleasant tomorrow. Do we have anything?
Bye. It'll work for now. We'll have one next week.
Guys, we got a lot of stuff to think of. We're gonna look back at this episode and we'll be like, what in the?
You want me to do the ESPN guy? Crumple up the paper, just throw it at the camera.
Oh yeah, reality. Yeah.
There we go.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next week.
Take care, everyone.
I'm leaving.
Any minute now, Joe.